Photo in 1839, photography became commercially available for the first time in human history. Within a decade, it had produced one of the most widespread and genuinely eerie Victorian cultural practices ever documented. Post-mortem photography, the dead photo tradition, became a standard part of mourning across Britain, the United States, and most of Western Europe from approximately 1840 through to the early 20th century. The dead photo tradition existed because for many families, particularly working-class ones, a person's death was the only occasion on which they could afford the cost of a professional photograph. The result was that a dead photo was often the only image a family would ever have of a deceased child, parent, or sibling. Victorian photographers developed specific techniques for the dead photo, posing subjects in chairs, arranging limbs in lifelike positions, painting eyes open on glass plate negatives to give the appearance of consciousness. Family members were frequently arranged around the deceased in formal group poses where the dead photo subject is indistinguishable from the living members unless you know what to look for. The dead photo practice was not considered morbid in its time. It was considered an act of love, a final memorial to someone whose face would otherwise be lost entirely. Thousands of dead photo images survive in archives, antique markets, and private collections. Have you ever thought about the fact that in many Victorian family albums, the most formally composed portrait, the one where everyone is perfectly still, is the one where the subject in the center had already gone? The dead photo tradition ended when photography became cheap enough that families no longer had to wait for a death to justify the cost. The images it left behind are among the most quietly unsettling documents of ordinary life in the 19th century.